This is a HeadGum podcast.
This episode of The Complete Guide to Everything is brought to you by Movement Watches. Hey, Tom, these people have heard us talk about Movement Watches, and I'm sure they've all got themselves one.
I would hope so. At least one for each wrist.
Yeah, but guess what? Now, let's finish your holiday shopping and get a Movement Watch for someone on your list. The holiday shopping season is here, and with Movement, you can skip the crowds and standing in crazy lines at the mall and find a gift that they'll love at prices that beat the department stores, Tom.
Yeah.
You love these watches.
I do, Tim. That was the first my first exposure to this brand before they were sponsors was I had bought my brother one of their watches for Christmas last year.
So do that for your brother or anybody.
Yeah.
Sister, too.
Yeah. They
Girlfriend,
have
boyfriend, wife, husband.
Men and women's watches and sunglasses, too.
Movement watches start at just $95 at a department store.
Yeah.
You're looking at $400 to $500. Look, this is so much money. This $400, $500, I can't even pronounce it.
Yeah.
Let alone spend it. Movement figured out that by selling online, they were able to cut out the middleman and the retail markup, providing the best possible price. They got classic design, quality construction, and styled minimalism. Tom, I'm looking. You're wearing one right now.
Yeah.
You look dapper. You look like $1 million bucks.
Gold and black, Tim. I look like a real big shot.
And there have been over 500,000 watches sold in over 160 countries. So, contribute to that.
Yeah.
Get one for everybody you know.
This thing's built like a tank.
Guess what? You get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by
Free
going...
worldwide shipping, too, Tim. Important.
Okay.
Wherever you are in the world.
Yeah. Tom, I was talking to the people here.
All right, me too.
Go to movementwatches.com/guide. The watch has a really clean design. Seriously, I've been getting compliments ever since I put it on.
Yeah, me too, Tim. Even now, I'm wearing it, and you're complimenting me with your eyes.
Yeah, that's true. Now is the time to step up your watch game or the watch game of your loved ones. Go to movementwatches.com/guide and join the movement.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
I am Tim.
How are you doing this week, Tim?
Tom, I am chilled to the GD bone. How are you?
So does that mean you're cold or you're laid back?
No. Well, I'm cold.
Okay.
I'm laid back. And I'm spooked.
About what?
Just the state of the world.
Yeah.
Ghosts. Just in general.
The state of the spirit world.
Exactly. There's a disturbance that I sense.
Yeah. Well, you told me you just watched the new Ghostbusters, so you probably
watched it on a plane, Tom.
Uh-huh. That was the best cinema experience.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing.
Oh, so you didn't see it on a plane then, because when I saw it in 3D, and one of the cool things about it was that the 3D things would occasionally pop out of the letterbox.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, which I'd never seen. I was like, wow, they've got that kind of technology? I guess ghosts aren't that far behind after all.
Yeah, this was a distinct 2D experience. I had to watch it over the course of 2 flights because there were short flights.
Right. Luckily, they had the same movies on both flights because a lot of times they don't.
Exactly. But it took me half the flight to fast forward to the part that I needed to get to.
Those are not very good fast forwarding controls.
Yeah, the user interface of these plain TVs could be a lot better.
They just plain stink.
Tom, that was very funny.
Yeah, thank you.
And I did watch the last 15 minutes, the excitement part, Tom. This is a technical movie term, the excitement part.
Right, the excitement part.
Or the last 25 minutes. Here's what happened, Tom. Mm-hmm. They were like, hey, the lady, the flight attendant came on and said, hey, we're starting our descent into LaGuardia Airport.
So if any of you are watching Ghostbusters.
No, they kept it on. They keep the... What I really love about planes these days...
Yeah, nothing turns off anymore.
Nothing turns off. You watch a movie all throughout takeoff and landing. Yeah. You could always use your iPad and your iPhone. It's great.
Yeah.
Like, do all the crossword puzzles you want. Don't let us bother you.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to get to see the end of this movie because they're like, we're starting our final approach, descent, tray tables up,
I don't mean to
seat
brag,
backs
but I know
up.
some of the
Well, you are a pilot,
industry
Tom.
lingo, yeah.
It's not bragging. It would frankly be disturbing if you didn't
Tim,
know
let
this
me
kind
tell
of
you,
stuff.
these things are basically on autopilot nowadays.
I think so, and I think my pilots were in a little over their head because
They had one head, one collective head?
yeah, it was Siamese twins.
Oh, man.
Conjoined twins, sorry.
Yeah, well, that doesn't, that kind of defeats the purpose if you got a pilot and co-pilot, but they're sharing a head.
Yeah, but they both. I think what they go is number of hands.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a 4-hander still. As long as
Yeah.
you got 4 hands in the cockpit and at least one head.
Did they have to move the other? Well, it's a tight fit in there anyway, I guess.
Yeah, no, they were fine. I mean, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of these situations. Dr. Ben Carson was like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot scalpel.
Yeah, he was like a big separating conjoined twins guy, huh?
Yeah. I think he might have done it once and then like bragged about it
more
for
than
30
me.
years, but like also like, hey, it's better than I've ever done.
Yeah.
Slightly.
I mean, I've made numerous attempts.
Yeah. But let us not be defined by our failures.
Right.
Yeah, so they're like, final descent, here we go. And then extreme turbulence for like 5 full minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then I look out the window. There was nobody in the seat next to me. I was in the aisle. And I was like, man, we're pretty low to the ground. Must be no time that we'll be landing.
Yeah.
And then 5 more minutes of extreme turbulence. And then, like, you know when you feel the plane speed up because it speeds up a lot?
Yeah.
And we shoot back up into the sky.
Yeah.
And the whole time, the turbulence doesn't stop. And, like, we're banking to the right. We're banking to the left. Like, then more extreme turbulence, and we'll, like, kind of, like, descend very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, more extreme turbulence and more banking, and, like, things are falling. And, like, at no point did the steward, did the flight attendant come on and be like,
did you ask her, hey, sweetheart?
hey, sweetheart, I dinged the things and gave her a slap on the bottom. And I was like, hey.
Go ask your husband in the cockpit what's going on here.
So that happened, and it was the most terrifying 25 minutes of my life. And not because of all the specters on the screen.
But that sure didn't help. You were probably looking at him going, well, it's going to be me in about 30 seconds.
Right. So I didn't love the new Ghostbusters movie. Ghostbusters Answer the Call is what it's called now?
I think it's just Ghostbusters.
No, I think they rebranded it just to...
Oh, just to, like, distinguish on flights?
Yeah. Or, like, in anything. Like, I understand. Look, I think people were way too angry about everything about this Ghostbusters thing. The one thing that did anger me is, like, stop naming a movie the name that another movie already has.
Yeah.
If anything, just call it, like, Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Great. That way we know.
Well, officially it's probably, like, Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah, but, like, we're going by, like, IMDb classification.
I think we are sometimes, Tim, because, like, think about how many movies just have, like, one-word titles, and you're like, well, I don't know what that is. I saw that movie Arrival a couple of weeks ago, and there was a movie, The Arrival, with Charlie Sheen, also about aliens.
What movie is that?
Oh, that movie's terrible. It's from, like, the maybe mid-90s. I remember seeing a matinee of it in the theaters. Charlie Sheen works at like one of those big like SETI antennas. Finds out about aliens, but aliens are here. They're disguised as humans. I forget. But he could tell the aliens because they could make their legs go backwards like a grasshopper.
Oh, that sounds kind of fascinating.
Yeah, well, the special effects do not hold up.
Right.
Well.
Did you get the movie Arrival confused with ABBA album Arrival?
Well, there you go. Another.
I'm here to. Oh, I can't wait till they play Dancing Queen.
Yeah, I'm here for the listening party.
Yeah. Suddenly, no, it's not some Swedish.
I'm
pop.
so glad they finally started playing albums at the movie theater, like I've been asking them to.
Well, if it's accompanied by a laser light show, Tom, you could do a lot worse on a Saturday night.
You're thinking planetariums. I'd like to go to a planetarium. I haven't been to a
I
planetarium
haven't
in
been
a
to a
long time.
planetarium in a long time either. Kind of makes me wish
And
that
I've
I was
never-
a drugs man.
Yeah, and I've never gone to see Pink Floyd.
Do they still do that?
I imagine that's probably all planetariums do nowadays.
No.
Yeah.
Space
That's
is
where the
fascinating.
money is.
No. Everybody wants to be in space. You know
Space is as fascinating as the licks of Pink Floyd, the hot licks.
that. Oh, screw those hot licks.
And
Sucks to those
and
hot
trippy
licks.
melodies. No, I'm sure
Pink
they've got...
Floyd, by the way. Go suck an egg, Roger Waters. I had enough. Oh, man. Wow, they're so thoughtful. Oh, there's symbolic noises on here. Shut up. Get out of here.
They're so thoughtful. That's one of the Pink Floyd's very thoughtful. That's one of
Yeah.
the...
Like,
they
they're
give
like...
gifts. They remember when nobody else does.
Yeah.
That's what you meant, right?
That's what they're known for, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
Generous.
Well, you know what? Maybe it'll teach a lesson to all those young rock and rollers that they don't have to be so rude to their parents.
Yeah, it's true.
You can be nice and thoughtful like Pink Floyd.
Yeah. So it's called Ghostbusters Answer the Call, I think now.
It's not called Ghostbusters Answer the Call, Grandpa.
I think
it's
it
just
might
called
be.
Ghostbusters.
I think they rebranded it for the home video release, Tom.
But why would answer the call? That doesn't mean anything.
Tom, oh my God, I'm so angry with you right now. I mean, all I know is that as soon as the movie ended, it says Ghostbusters Answer the Call on the friggin' screen.
Yeah. It's just a nice positive message to leave the theater with.
Yeah, it's better than... Look, and this is the problem, Tom, because that movie was very polarizing.
It's like, this is the problem. They cast ladies in the roles meant for men.
No, see, who cares? They cast 4 of the funniest people in the world right now, and they were all very funny.
Let alone women.
Yeah,
who normally are not funny at all.
The story...
Uh-huh.
Or not even the story, because who cares about a story in a movie like that? Like, you're there for the laughs.
Well, what if you're there to learn a thing or two about ghosts? Maybe you've got a haunting you'd like to...
You're not going to learn anything about ghosts.
Wow.
Tom, did you learn anything about ghosts in that? I mean, you are a noted expert in
right.
spooks and specters.
Man. Yeah.
So probably not.
Tim, I looked up how much a ghost detector costs. Very reasonably priced nowadays.
What kind of ghost detector?
You know, like EMF. You can find the fields.
EMF?
Yeah, man. Electromagnetic fields.
Why don't you get one?
Because
Oh, my
then I'm
God.
going to be scared all the time,
Yeah,
Tim. What
you
if
live
I...
in a former hospital,
Yeah.
too.
How am I going to buy a ghost detector and be like, oh, good, there are ghosts here? Well,
I mean, you're going to think
they're still invisible.
Oh, yeah, and like, again, nobody's ever been killed by a ghost, Tom.
Tim, I've got some YouTube videos to show you that beg to differ.
I hope... Look, I don't hope that you get ripped limb from limb by a ghost.
It's not necessarily going to be a violent death, Tim. A lot of times ghosts make it look like an accident.
How convenient.
Yeah, well, Tim, because what are they going to do? Put in the police report a ghost killed this man?
That's what I want to see, if you want me to believe that ghosts are out there killing people.
No, they're just going to put it as an accident.
It's absurd. In conclusion, I give Ghostbusters Answer the Call 5 out of 5 stars.
All right, Tim. Enough of this. We just took a short break, and it got even more heated about what the name of this new Ghostbusters movie is.
I know when it came out, it hit theaters as Ghostbusters.
Right.
But I think to make things easier in the marketplace, where they are constantly coming out with new bullshit versions of Ghostbusters, the original.
Well, and it's like Edge of Tomorrow was renamed Live, Die, Repeat.
Right. I think for they and especially since so many people were so against this being a Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
I think they were like, we don't want to cannibalize sales of the old Ghostbusters. Right. Let's make this really clear for everybody's inventory systems and for consumers here. Yeah. This is a different movie. It's going to be Ghostbusters Answer the Call.
It should have been Ghostbusters for girls.
Tom, you can't.
But then